Hey guys, Danny here at Partay. So I've mentioned for a while now that we're going to be transitioning some of the format of our channel here as we move forward, and a lot of that's got to do with because it was focused on being a narrative, sort of telling the story of our journey from upstart to formalization of Partay AV, which is focused on screens, not so much sound equipment, sound installation, or anything like that, or intelligent lighting, which plays into one of the concepts I'm going to talk about today. But we're going to introduce one of the concepts that we're going to introduce is this concept called Things to Know Thursdays. And essentially, what it is just sort of a mishmash of things that you need to know about projection, things that are consequential either to the environment, to your screen, to the projector itself. So we'll be talking about all kinds of things, the difference between DLP, LCD and LED and laser light sources, things like that, right? So we'll be talking about a lot of that stuff. But today, I saw a video this morning that I saw a couple of different things stated that I felt like were perfect to begin this concept. I was watching a YouTube channel from a creator with a specific technology who had made two statements. Okay. And then at the end of those statements, it was essentially almost a forceful, I've been doing this for a long, long time, and I know what the heck I'm talking about. And, essentially, you people just need to listen to me. The problem with that is that the information that he was providing people was totally wrong. Not a little bit wrong, totally wrong. All in scientific fact, both math, which I'm going to show you in just a second, and the other in the physics of light. So let's start with the first one. So the first one was around viewing angle. So if you look here, I've got a 180-degree viewing angle. Now, if you picture your screen, let's say this was you looking down on your screen from above. If you're standing anywhere out in your room and you have a full viewing angle, you would have a 180-degree viewing angle. Okay, this individual states that his screens have a 190-degree viewing angle, and I've seen where people have put comments out there saying, and they're only out there for a brief moment of time, but saying, it's a 180-degree viewing angle, not 190. But it just, to me, plays into the bullheadedness of some of the people out there who will stick to their guns no matter how wrong they are. See, the bottom line is, in order to see a 190-degree viewing angle, it need to be front-rear projection, which truly then you would have a 360-degree viewing angle, almost. Or you have X-Men superpowers and you can sort of float into the wall and look at the screen from behind. Now, I don't know about you guys. I don't have those superpowers, so those capabilities aren't mine. So 180 degrees is the maximum that I'm going to get. And I think that it's really prudent for folks out there whenever they're stating things. This is basic math, guys. So before you go out there claiming you know stuff, know your stuff. Right? So no 190, 180 degrees, pure and simple. All right, so the second thing, and this one's more, and I'll explain that, but much more consequential, because the purpose of this, I think, is to lead folks astray, to lead folks to believe that it's so bright in his environment that you're going to need super lumens, you're going to need all these things, right? So the statement was that if you've got a projector, let's say, for example, right here, and you're projecting on this screen, if you had a bunch of light up here, and I've just got one little ceiling light up here now, but if you had a bunch of light right here, let's just say you had 600-watt lights all up through here, right? And you project that light from the projector onto the screen, that the light that it has to travel through is going to impact your source light. Okay. All right. So here's the truth. Doesn't matter. Now, it would impact the screen if the light hits the screen. So we've talked a lot about lux, and for those of you guys who are new and you're not quite sure what lux is, I would recommend, I've got a video further back, probably a few months ago, that it's just titled, What is the Lux? So that one's a good one to sort of introduce you to the concept of lux. Now, lux is just a metric system measurement of light on a surface. Okay, in U.S. or empirical standards, it's generally referred to as foot candles. One's measured in feet, one's measured in meters, as far as, square meters of surface. So here's the fact. Once you understand the physics of light, you understand that except for in some higher light sources like gamma, which, if you were shooting gamma out of your projector, odds are you'd be able to see the skeletal structure of everybody that walked in front of your screen. So it's not gamma. But in standard light, and I'm not talking about the color wavelength, but the electromagnetic wavelength of light is the same. So this light, no matter how bright it was, if it's coming down across the bridge here of your projector light to the screen, that light doesn't interfere with your projector light. If you don't believe me, go check it out for yourself on physics.stack. I'll have to get it. I'll put it in the description of this video, but there's a website out there and you can go look at some of the optical physics information and you can learn about light. And I would suggest you do so if you're interested. I don't want to get all geeky and nerdy on everybody here because, a lot of people don't really necessarily like that stuff. So what you need to know is that if you had two lines of light, one coming this way and one coming this way, and they fully intersected at a 90-degree angle and just kept going, right? That's exactly what happens. They just keep going. They don't interfere with each other. And I'll give you an example. I've got an 800 lumen bulb here that if I put this on the structure of the projector, you can see how it'll wash out a little bit because some of that's actually bouncing up and reflecting up, hitting the screen. But if I turn this and I just show it at the light source, no impact. No impact whatsoever, guys. Light doesn't work that way. So this is something that I've seen this fella, propagate for quite some time. He'll even have a light above his projector and say, look, it's even with this light washing the projector light out, it's still, look at the image that this screen will bring up. That light's not interfering with that projector light whatsoever. Not unless, the only way that it could is if that it was hitting something that was maybe reflecting back into the light source. But even then, the amount of light and the velocity that those photons are coming out, odds are it's not going to impact it whatsoever. Okay, so that is a falsehood. It's a downright lie. So I would recommend that, when it comes to that kind of stuff, you search out facts. So wrapping up that thought, the light that really matters is this. It's the light that hits the surface. And the reason for that is because the intensity of this light can overtake the image that the light from the source puts on the screen, right? If I pull this back, it becomes less intense, which means that the light from the projector is brighter. And so it can't overtake that light. But as I get closer and closer, it will overtake that light. But it has nothing to do with any of the light that would be in the room other than what hits the surface of the screen. All right. Sorry, I had to pause for a second. My son came through. So, parting thoughts. Now, this is the kind of stuff that we'll cover on Things to Know Thursday, because I think it's really critical that you understand those things. I'm really interested in getting our front home theater room set up, because once it is, I'm going to be able to show you a lot more stuff related to light. I've got some things that I'm going to put in that are going to really help give you some understanding as to how the physics of light work, and some interesting things that were shown to me by some university students, all that kind of stuff I'd really like to share. Also, my oldest son's best friend is a professional photographer, so we're going to bring them in and let them chat a little bit about some of the camera play that you may see out there in the world of projection, and the things that you want to run from, okay? Not just walk, run. Parting thoughts. I was at Lowe's yesterday, and I came across some of the wallpaper screen that this same individual has on their channel. This wallpaper screen, commonly referred to as roofing felt, was $15 and I think 75 cents or 79 cents for essentially 18 yards. And with 18 yards, guys, that's essentially 6 screens. So that comes down to somewhere between $2 to $3 per screen investment in that material. Before you spend 700, 400 for some sort of package deal, you could buy $16 worth of roofing felt, have numerous screens, and pay a smaller amount for your mix out there and get a lot more for your money. The technology at this individual's website, in my opinion, in my professional opinion, keep in mind, I'm the one who's bringing these facts to you. And we've seen a lot of stuff out there. And you see the good, you see the bad, you can recognize the good, and you actually, commend the good. But when you see the stuff that isn't good, it's especially whenever that stuff's being sold at a premium price, I would just say be very, very cautious, guys, because what I see out there, there's nothing superior about it. This is just hobby stuff. I would never coat and put on my wall for a professional home cinema. Now, if you're wanting to do some fun stuff, you could use roofing felt or something like that. There's even rubber roll that you could get that would work better. As a matter of fact, one of the things we're looking to do in the future is to cast a fully rubber screen that would be completely rollable. The whole screen is the mix, right? So it wouldn't be a matter of, you could scratch the surface off. The whole piece of rubber would be the mix. So that's something that we're working on in R&D now to bring it to you. So be on the lookout for that. But, once again, just things to know. Things to know, because a common thing that I see on that channel is pet spot. If you want a pet that'll follow you from side to side anywhere you go, then Pet Spot lives on that channel. And if you don't believe me, just see for yourself. Okay. Also, you can see sort of if you were to coat a piece of saran wrap with a very light blue haze, to me, that's what the screens look like. It's almost like they have cataracts. So, I know Crow has said sometimes, and I've mentioned before, turn the volume down and just look at the screen. Just look at the screen. And that'll tell you everything you pretty much need to know. All right, guys, take care. Thank you for your support. We'll talk to you soon.